picture. Really the hottest nigga, you gon' respect this lava. I'm shooting it if I pull it, boy, make sure you want this drama. I bring it to you like it's Law and Order SVU. Turn you to a vegetable, now you look good inside a soup. Family come from Bishopville, but I grew up in that Bronx Zoo where they shoot you dead in the street and then dance all on top of you. And I do what I gotta.
1090 Jake is the Eminem / Elvis of the black YouTube streets, of this lane that guys like, myself, St. Laz, Hassan Campbell, this similar niche lane, 1090 Jake is the Eminem / Elvis of it. And I want to go in depth on that and give my personal opinion, because I've seen people argue on the side of 1090 Jake who are black, and I've seen mostly people argue against 1090 Jake, right? So let me give y'all my opinion on the situation. If you're new here, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Now, 1090 Jake, when I first started doing videos, not even when I first started doing these types of videos, my Rikers Island stories, jail stories and all of that, right? But maybe like a year in, I came across this channel. How? Because of the algorithm. Duh. But there's someone called 1090 Jake, and there's another person called Jay Williams, who my older brother had put me on, that makes similar content. And I ain't gonna lie, they both doing crazy numbers, right? And they both are white boys. Now, Jay Williams is more, hey, I live this type of life, but I'm still a white boy. You know what I mean? I'm not that entrenched in the black culture. 1090 Jake is more like, I've been entrenched in black culture my whole life. Now, I can respect Hassan Campbell's argument when he says, hey, look at this guy over here who's not black. He doing numbers, speaking on all these black issues. Meanwhile, me here, my numbers is getting smudged and sabotaged, and my lives are being attacked, and my videos are being suppressed, you feel me? I can understand, and I can even respect Hassan Campbell saying that. When you look at the optics of it, it's like he profiting off of speaking about all this negative stuff that black people are doing to each other and going through. But you also got to look at it this way, man. Because I watch Hassan Campbell's content more than 1090 Jake's content, because 1090 Jake is like the competition. We do similar content for real, and I try not to watch too much of the competition's stuff, But when it comes to Hassan Campbell, you got to understand, man, he has a valid argument, but Hassan Campbell also, he be speaking about a whole bunch of other kinds of people, and he on that, expose the agenda and the industry wave. And that is why it appears to him that, his numbers is being messed with and his videos is being suppressed. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? 1090 Jake ain't got nothing to do with that. 1090 Jake ain't got nothing to do with that. But like I said, he has the Eminem Elvis effect, which is this. When you think about Eminem, right? And Eminem and hip hop, right? Yes, Eminem is a great rapper, right? But we all know, not everybody bumping Eminem in the hood like that. You're not bumping Eminem on the way to the party. You're not bumping Eminem at the cookout. You're not bumping Eminem at the most lit situations where our people be at. But there's a lane. There's always going to be a group of black people who's still going to listen to Eminem depending on the situation, right? But because Eminem is white, Eminem attracts a larger audience from the people who find it interesting to watch white men talk about this type of content and do this type of thing, which mostly black people do. And then you got the white people who are attracted to Eminem, and they wouldn't even, and just like white people are attracted to Eminem, who may have never been into rap if they didn't see Eminem, and Eminem get them extra numbers from those type of people, they come out for Eminem, but they not coming out for the rest of the artists, right? Because they don't care, because they relate to them less, because they don't look like them. It's the same thing with this line of content, with the jail stories and talking about the shenanigans that goes on in black culture. It's the same thing with 1090 Jake, you know what I'm saying? It's an extra group of white people who, they're not gonna watch maybe my video or a Sean Campbell video like that. But because 1090 Jake lived a life that mostly black people live, and they're attracted to that lifestyle, they want to be as close to it without being in it and being affected negatively by it. And they see 1090 Jake as that outlet, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna come out more in droves. He's gonna get more views. That's just something we all gotta deal with. The smart thing to do would be to become a business partner, man. Develop a friendship with these type of people, you know what I mean? It's not Eminem's fault that Eminem do more numbers than other rappers. Eminem put in the work. Eminem is really from the soil. Eminem really grew up on black culture. You know, so even when rappers feel some type of way about Eminem doing more numbers than them, and they say it's happening because he's white, yes. That's a fact. It's not like he was asked to be born that color, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like 1090 Jake, he wasn't asked to be brought up where he was brought up at and be surrounded by our people. He didn't ask for that. He just happened to be entrenched in black culture, and he ended up becoming who he was. And he figured out a way to make some money from it, like the rest of us, you know what I'm saying? He figured it out. Nobody has the right to hate on him for that. Nobody has the right to be upset at the fact that he making so much money. You know what I'm saying? He making 6 figures and better off the situation. He figured out a way to do that. What's better for society? Somebody like 1090 Jake doing YouTube videos and building his brand like that, making money off that? Or somebody like 1090 Jake continuing to go to prison, continuing to be a menace to society, you feel me? If you watch him, you could tell he's deeply entrenched in black culture, you know what I'm saying? His daughter appears to be mixed, right? You could tell this just by looking at him, you know? And then here's the thing, he been doing this for so long. If he was a fraud, he'd be exposed already. He'd be exposed from people that he came up with. He'd be exposed by people who come from the same side of town where he from. I believe it's like Boston or something like that, right? This is the thing. So when I see a 1090 Jake, I look at him like, yeah, he competition. But I don't look at it like, oh, the white boy is a culture vulture. I wouldn't say he's a culture vulture. You can't be a culture vulture of something of a culture that you grew up on, and that is you. The color don't mean nothing, you know what I'm saying? And then let's talk about him being a white blood now. I definitely understand people's opinions when it comes to him being white and being a blood. Like, I get it. I get it. Now, 1090 Jake, if he ever went to the feds, he'll probably have some real issues, you know? Because state prison, depending on where you at, that type of thing can rock. But when you get to the feds, you know, like them, that's a different level of racial intensity. That's a different level of issues that you'll have with his fellow white men who was not born and entrenched in black culture. You know, and he could find himself facing a series of unfortunate events. But that's for him to deal with if he ever goes to the feds, and likely he will not. But here's the argument. He's a white blood. He's speaking on black issues. He's profiting off of speaking on black issues. But here's the thing, right? Right? Bloods were invented by white people. 1090 Jake is not the only white blood in America. There's white Crips. There's a lot of them. And the reason is this. Us as black people, it's always been our downfall at some point for always inviting everyone else in. That's just something that we've always done. We're naturally inviting people like that, loving people like that, and you know what I'm saying? And that's because we are the mothers and fathers of civilization on this planet. You know what I'm saying? Black women are the original mother of every other race and culture on this planet. So it's like spiritually, we love these other cultures of people and they don't even feel the same way about us all the time. But it's like, it's like we do have a choice, but y'all know how we are. We always embrace people who seem like they really want to be down with us and they really have good intentions with us. And 1090 Jake, it seems to be one of those people. I mean, I scrolled through his Instagram for the first time. He's shouting out and he's saying free his homies and his homies are black. And there's no way you're going to tell me he's making all that money off YouTube and he's not putting money on his boys' books. He not saying free to no white boys. All his homies is black, you know what I'm saying? And y'all know how we are, bro. Like, I'm going to explain me, and some people may be offended by this, but it's like, if I'm from Cortland, if I grew up on Cortland, and there's a white boy who was with us from the sandbox, been through everything with us, right? Right? Levels of poverty, fights, getting jumped. You know what I'm saying? Joined the same little street gangs that we was a part of, went to the same schools and everything, right? I spent the night in his house. I knew his mother. He spent the night in my house. He knew my mother, you know what I'm saying? That's my mans. You can't tell me nothing about my mans. I don't care if he white, blue, green, Mexican, African, Arab. I don't care. That's my mans. And I even go further and say, if that's my mans from the soil since we was little kids and we from the hood, and I know he fully entrenched in this, I'm letting my white boy mans, I'm letting them say the N-word and all that. Of course he gonna say it the right way. I'm letting them say that and all that, and that's my mans. I would prefer him and look out for him more than anybody else that's black, because that's my mans. That's my brother. Y'all gotta look deeper than race sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't, but sometimes you can, you feel me? You can't be mad at 1090 Jake for being who he is, growing up where he grew up at. He just got that Eminem / Elvis effect, which is that because he's white, he's gonna get more eyes on him. He gonna get the black people who like that type of content to watch his videos, right? And then he gonna get them extra black people who are intrigued with the fact that there's this non-black person making this type of content. They're gonna watch it. And then them extra white people who only watch that type of content because it's a white boy talking about it, you're gonna get those extra views. It is what it is. That's just the way the world works, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, just like Eminem, who put black people on, looks out for black people, 1090 Jake does the same thing. I mean, I don't personally know him, but that's what it looks like. When I'm watching the panel and you got people who are black going at Son Campbell, cursing Son Campbell out, ready to go to war with Son Campbell over 1090 Jake, they really believe in him. They love him. That's really their friend. So can you really fault 1090 Jake for being the Eminem / Elvis of jail stories, black YouTube? No. Peace.